Hey, what's up, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is about one of the worst friends I've ever had in my entire life. I hope you enjoy this story time. I'm just going to jump right into it because it's quite the interesting one in my opinion. Leave a like if you enjoy this, and let's start this. So this story time takes place when I was 18 years old. I was just sitting in my room playing some CS, listening to music, and my phone goes off. And I got the strangest, most surprising text I've gotten in a long time. I look at my phone and it's from like an iMessage email, like not a phone number. And the text message says, "Hey, what's up, Luna?" Now, immediately this threw me off because people that text me usually have a phone number instead of an iMessage email. And that mixed with the fact that he called me Luna made me think like, okay, this is probably some hacker or something that got my number. Like my phone number had to have been leaked or something. This is strange. So I ignore it because that's the best thing to do, right? Like I didn't want to reply and like give him attention. And I just did not feel like even dealing with that at that time. I was just really, really anxious. So I leave it how it is. And 30 minutes later, I get another text saying, "You can't ignore me." And that's when I was fully convinced. I was like, okay, this is definitely some like hacker person. They're just trying to scare me. I'm just going to keep ignoring them. Whatever. Like, what are they going to do? So like another 10 minutes go by and I get another text saying all of my info, like my personal information, with just a nice little threat at the bottom. It says, "Reply to me or this goes everywhere." So I was like, all right, you know what? Fuck this dude. Like, I'm just going to reply and see what the hell they want. So I respond, I'm like, "What the fuck do you want?" That's literally all I said. Because at this point, I was just pissed. I was like, seriously? I'm just trying to have a nice night. I'm trying to surf on some CS, get some gameplay, listen to music, just enjoy a night to myself. And I'm getting fucking harassed. And I say, "What do you want?" And they respond with, "For you to delete your YouTube channel." Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not doing that. I'm not going to delete my channel. They could have asked for anything else, like a little bit of money or like gift cards to try and buy pizza with or like the most random stuff, and I might consider it. But that's the one thing where I'm like, no, not going to happen. So I literally responded and said, "No, not going to happen." And they didn't respond for like a couple hours, and I got a text back finally saying, "All right, that's your choice. Good luck." Basically just like, being all like mysterious and creepy. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, they're not going to do anything. Whatever. I'm just going to ignore it. So I went on with my night. I stayed up the whole night just playing CS, listening to music. And I finally fell asleep at like 6 in the morning. And I woke up really late afternoon that day. And I had a text from my friend. Let's just call my friend Justin. Justin's like, "Hey, man, you want to come over?" Now, I woke up a few hours after he texted me. So I was like, "Yo, my bad, man. I was asleep. You still want to hang out?" He's like, "Yeah, of course. You want me to come pick you up?" I'm like, "Yeah." So my friend drives over, picks me up. We go back to his house, and another friend of mine was already at Justin's house. Let's just call this other friend Aaron. So Justin and Aaron, two good friends of mine. I've been hanging out with them for a really long time. They were both pretty much like my closest friends at the time. And we're hanging out at Justin's house. Justin's on his laptop trying to figure out what food he wants to order. And me and Aaron are just taking turns playing GTA. And while we're sitting there playing, I bring up to both of them like, "Hey, last night I was playing video games in my room. And I got some pretty weird text messages." And Aaron was just like, "Oh, what'd they say?" I'm like, "Well, the first one came in. It said, 'Hey, Luna.' And it wasn't even from like a phone number. It was like an iMessage email. And I ignored it because it just seemed weird. And then another one came in saying, 'You can't ignore me.' And then after ignoring that one, they sent another one with all of my personal information, basically threatening to put it all over the place if I didn't respond. And I asked what they wanted, and they claimed they want me to delete my YouTube channel. And they both were just like, "What the fuck? Like, that's so crazy. What'd you say?" And I was like, I just said no. I just told them not happening because it's not gonna, and I'm not gonna even negotiate. And Aaron was like, "Did they say anything else after that?" I'm like, "Yeah." They said, "All right, your choice. Good luck." And then I just didn't respond. I ignored them. Whoever it is, I don't think they're gonna do anything because they haven't done anything yet. Like, my info hasn't gotten posted anywhere, and I haven't gotten any more text messages. And Justin's like, "Damn, man, that's insane." And Aaron's like, "Yeah, that's weird." And then Aaron asked me to see my phone and the messages so that he can see the iCloud email address that it came from and like Google it and just see if he can find anything on it. And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I open up my phone and I show him the messages, and he looks at the iCloud email address thing, and his face immediately changes. He just looks like, I don't even know how to explain it. He looked almost scared. And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Nothing." I'm like, "Okay." Your face just looked a little weird. And then Justin's like, "Can I see it?" And I show Justin, and he just looks at it, and he's like, "Huh, that's weird." So I turn back around after showing Justin my phone, and Aaron is on his phone sending a text message to someone. And then my phone goes off, and I realize it's a text from Aaron. And I was like, "What the hell? Like, why did he just text me? We're in the same room together." So I assume that it's something private he didn't want to share in front of Justin. And the text message says, that iCloud email address is Justin's iCloud. And in my head, I'm just like, what? That's not possible. So I text him back and I say, how do you know? And he replied and said, back in the day when Justin's parents used to take his phone, he would always text me on that iCloud instead from his old phone. And reading this confused me so much. Like, I didn't want to believe it at all. But Aaron never lied to me, and he was a really, really nice guy. And he was closer with Justin than he was with me. So I know he wouldn't make that up. And I believed him, but at the same time, I didn't want to believe him. So I just texted him back saying, can you prove it? And he replied saying, yup, give me your phone. So I trusted him. I handed him my phone, and he goes to the messages with that hacker, and he just starts spamming random letters to that number and texting it. And I start hearing like an iPhone ding coming from the closet in Justin's room. And we both just look at each other and then look at Justin. And Justin looks at us, and he's like, what? And Aaron goes, why is there a phone going off in your closet? And he's like, oh, it's just my old phone. And I'm like, Justin, we just texted that hacker's number. That's your phone. And his face, like, you could just tell. He was so scared. He's like, no, that's not possible. And I'm like, look. And I grab the phone from Aaron, and I send a message to it, and it dings again. And he's like, oh, yeah, I was just messing with you last night. And I'm like, you were messing with me. And he starts, no joke, I fucking can't make this shit up. He starts tearing up. And Aaron goes, dude, you gotta fucking explain now. Like, I'm pissed. And he was more mad than I was. And Justin's like, no, dude, I was just fucking with you. Like, I thought it'd be funny. And I'm like, then why didn't you just admit it earlier when I mentioned it? He's like, cuz I wanted to keep going with the joke for a little bit. I'm like, no, I don't think that's a joke, man. You were threatening me with my family's and my personal info to delete my own channel. That doesn't sound like a joke to me. That sounds like blackmail. It sounded serious. He's like, no, bro, I'm telling you, it was a joke. I was just messing with you. I'm like, that's not funny at all. And Aaron stands up and he walks over to him. He's like, dude, tell the fucking truth. Were you kidding or not? And he goes, I don't know, man. I wasn't feeling like myself. I was just jealous of you. Like, that was it. I'm like, you were jealous of me? What are you talking about? He's like, of your channel and stuff. Like, I want to do YouTube. I'm like, so you really tried to pretend to be a hacker to get me to delete it because you were jealous. And he's like, yeah, like, look, I'm sorry, guys. Can we just please put this behind us? And Aaron just looks at him, shakes his head, and goes, Austin's our friend. Like, I should smack you for doing that to him. And Justin just said nothing, and they both just stared at each other for like a solid 5 seconds. And then Aaron just turns around and grabs his shoes while I was putting mine on because we both had the same idea. Like, we were both just going to leave because why would we stay there any longer? So as we're walking out, Justin's like, I'm sorry again. And me and Aaron just looked at him in disappointment. Like, I really was more disappointed than angry because that was like my best friend at the time. And Aaron's too. Like, we were both close with him. So we walked outside, got in Aaron's car, and we were just talking about it like in disbelief. And I know someone's going to comment and be like, Luna, you should have smacked him in the face for that. Or you should have let Aaron smack him. As annoying as it was that he did that, me hitting him or Aaron hitting him would have done nothing for anybody in the end. Like, seriously, that really is not the answer. So yeah, me and Aaron just pretty much both agreed to not talk to Justin anymore because he was not a good friend. Like, we both figured out that day that Justin was the most jealous person ever, like, of all time. Like, how jealous do you have to be to pretend to be a hacker to try and sabotage your best friend's YouTube channel that's going well for him? Like, that is so, so sad. And, yeah, that's pretty much how that ended. Justin tried to text me and apologize and call me and stuff. I ignored it because that's really, like, not the easiest thing to redeem yourself from. And plus, I just didn't really trust him anymore. But me and Aaron are still friends. Aaron's a good dude. Shout out to Aaron. But, yeah, only thing I ended up doing in the end was making this video about it. So I don't really know where Justin is nowadays. Hopefully he's just on to bigger and better things, focusing on himself and not being super jealous. But, yeah, if you're watching this, Justin, sup, man? Now you're on the YouTube channel. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the end of the story time. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Please leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below and subscribe if you're new. See you guys all later. Peace.
Controversy, I should worry.